violence. Unasikia imechemka. Anachemka lakini iko sawa.
So guys, thank you so much for joining, and of course we want to update you on what exactly they're going to tell us here. We're supposed to hold a press briefing up before anything. So as you continue waiting, just tuko hapa tukujuze tu. Let you know what exactly is happening. Wametoa flag kwa gari. Wametoa flag. Wametoa ndio party hiyo yenyu mlikuwa mnasema raila. Chama ni ya wenyewe bwana, watu waache mambo. Chama ni ya Jaruo. Unataka nini? Nyanyo. Watu walikuwa wanataka nani eti? Tunataka wengi tuna. Ngawe kataa hiyo wanaona nyanyo. Lakini mtu kama Simba pia angeperform. Simba ndio kwa sawa. Hapo ni kwa hiyo group yote hiyo. Kuna neno hiyo. Hiyo unajua kitu inataka kichwa ngumu. Hata ngumu. Nimetoka live sasa, nianza kurudi tena, inakuwa mlima kidogo. Hata basi kikopo imepita. Ni siasa kwa hapa ni mama ni PS. Serikali kwa hapa wetu. Ndio madirector anakuja na gari. Lakini serikali ni tu kwa tunajua. Ndio hao. Kule pita. Wakifanya demonstration wote wanachokuambia ndio ma directors. Ndio ma directors. Ndio tunataka kutoka. Wengine nao sasa. Wacha tukufanyie sio. It isn't playing. What do you mean? Where? Hello. Lazima ni madaraka sio wote. Ambia kirutu kwa city 3. Tabiri mbona mbele. Mbele msio. 3. Wameenda wakajificha nyuma ya nini? Siani wako huko. Siani ndio walikuwa na demonstrators. Ndio waandamanaji.
Bora. Stand by na kitu. Naweza record. Hapana. Uko out 6
Sasa nipitishe hizi table mbele. Sasa nipitishe mbele alafu nipatie na hiyo side nyingine. Ama sawa, pitia hapa katikati.
Kirui,
ama yako ni gani? Yako ni ya mwisho.
Wanakuja.
Hebu mama tuone hiyo katika pale.
Maura shashpo. Ile nyuma. Hapo. Ile hizi.
Hapo, simama hapo. Na ziwekelea chini ukingoja.
Sasa nikaribia hapo.
Songa nyuma kidogo. Cheki. Simsaidia na nini? Simsaidia na kitu kama haka kale ka kuwekelea juu ya nini? Kutoka. Kama uko nako.
Kutoka.
Ama ile ya simu. Ile ya kushikilia simu.
Unajua vile unasema it's like ni kitu kiko maana zichukua alafu nikupatia sahihi. Sina. Leo ni kimbi. Leo ni kimbi watu wawili. Leo ni siku ya kimbi. Wanataka ndani tunatolewa. Leo ni siku ya kimbi.
Nifungie.
Mimi nimeshikesha na nimeshinda na nimeshikesha tena. Ona ni kazi.
Hii vitu imekoma.
Sasa hivi lazima ametulia. Hata nimewacha pale.
Imefungiwa zaidi haifanyi kazi. Maisha why ADANI.
Why ADANI?
ADANI is a ile kizungu ya kusibusa ndani first of all Kenya has a very corrupt history. It's having a blemish history. It's individuals who don't have any good history. Therefore we reject them completely. Because even you put Australia, they have voted for ADANI. You put even in India themselves, They are thinking about
making
sorry. Over making things through KJIA.
Yes.
And we know that is not just Adani. Kuna mweusi ambaye hapo na Adani.
Inaweza sikiza wakidanganya.
Kuna mwindi?
Mweusi yako.
Mwindi ni supermarket.
Hapa hivi. Anakaa hapa juu ya mlimani hapa hivi. Anajiita sijui mwenye nchi. Na ndiye mwenye ndani bado.
001.
Hiyo fanya sisi tunakataa.
Unaogopa kumtaja.
Namba 1 ama namba 2?
Ndio umesema hivi.
Yani ni swali. Wao sikuza mlima.
Mlima iko sawa?
Tumekataa.
Mlima iko safe.
Unasikia? Wacha tuambie, tumekataa kwa sababu hii kitu hata inakuza kwa sovereignty of a country. Tulifight mkoloni 7 years ago. Na mkoloni sasa anakuja in the name of Adani. Hata si colonialism. Na tunaambia Wakenya wote waamke. Sio hata aviation, hata nyinyi mwaamke at the state members of the food state. Mseme ya kwamba hii ni fight colonialism. Tuwafukuze kabisa waende. Kwa sababu hakuja kusaidia kitu yote.
Remember that small guy who amesema tunaenda airport.
Yes.
Did you people see him?
We had already known. We had already known that.
Did you take him serious?
That guy came when we had rumors that the airport is being sold. The guy came out of the rumor that was going around, so we knew it was true. There was something to do with ADANI.
And he was very specific. He
was very specific.
Mr. Promise.
And we know Wahindi ni wachoyo. We know Wahindi, they are full of themselves. And we know there is no company in Kenya that is successful with Wahindi. So how comes we allow them in our airport? If there is no, tell me one company that is successful because of Wahindi. And you know, there is the place that was hit by terrorists. How do we know that Wahindi did not have that terrorists in Westlands? You remember that mall? It was owned by Wahindi. So Wahindi, they are going to bring us more terrorists, more so in our getaway. Our airport is our heritage, and we are going to repeat it. It is our heritage. It's our getaway. If it was not sold by other presidents, we will not allow the president there to sell it.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any other question? We are here for you.
And we are not rejecting investors.
We are not rejecting. Okay, I have a point to make. You know, in Kenya, we have many organizations that have stalled down due to lack of money. I wish our president will create more jobs by bringing investors to such like companies. We know this is a golden back thing, hidden in a way of investor. We know it's not a golden back. You know, they targeted the only organization remaining in Kenya that is making money. So they go to KMTC. We know they have eaten money for KMTC, for railways, for everything, for Posta, for Kenya Power. Now they have come to KJIA. We are not going to allow. We reject ADANI, whether it's coming with good money, whether it's coming with good benefits. We reject ADANI in totality. K is written Kenya Airports. You can imagine Kenyatta, the name Kenya to be written ADANI. We will not allow that at any point. Yes, he's come to milk our and airport. Yes, Mike Kibaki took loan to build Terminal 1A. Another president who took loan to build Terminal 1B. ADANI built airports in his own place. If he was rejected in Australia, we will not allow him to come to Kenya. And we reject ADANI.
Yeah, reject ADANI.
You are saying something.
We are not rejecting investors into this country. What we are saying is the ADANI deal, the way it is crafted. Kenya has got very big land. We can build an airport out there, a modern one. Let him get all the aircraft he wants to that one. But let ADANI give
Yes.
Have engineers to refurbish.
And then we vitu wale
watu wanapanga. Mko na swali lingine?
Pia nyinyi ni amani.
Ulizeni maswali yote wewe.
Ndio msomi wetu.
As you are here for
Don't you think if ADANI take over the airport, mtapata benefits sana? Because wamesema wanakuja na mazuri.
Excuse me, where is the document showing? First of all, where is the document showing that ADANI is coming with Mazuri? And again, it's a lie. Which mazuri is he coming with? We have made our business, our flights are flowing. Which other flights is he going to bring? Which benefits are you talking about, for example? What do you think is coming new, is bringing? What, according to your imagination, what do you think ADANI is coming to do other than creating joblessness and truly coming to bringing human trafficking, money laundering? What do you think ADANI can bring?
They are refurbishing, they are renovating the airport.
Remember that Kenya, as in East Africa, is leading. If we had the worst airport, we would not be leading. Remember, we are leading. JKI is category 1. Are we leading with bad structures? Do you see any bad structure here? Because you are here. The leakages is just a normal mistake that a contractor made. And that's something that can be made without an investor. Remember the rains cost even Africa's all other places.
If your house leaks, for a neighbor to come and repair your own house.
In summary, ADANI is worse than Ukimwi. Yes. Period. Mbaya.
If your house is messy, you call for a neighbor to come and repair your house. No, you have not to. You have not to. You fix it yourself. Which money does JKI make houses? What about JKI? Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. It is all by what kind of profit does it use it? This one is which one
Hiyo kebo ni refu sana, cheki. Hii kebo ni refu. Ni refu. Sinikupatia uendeshe. Unishikia hapa. Nipafikia kamera.
Through loans and investors. Sisi hatutaki mtu anakuja hapa anasema yeye ndiye anaown ati ana manage for 30 years. 30.
How would you live if they took over 30 years or 30 years? How do you live?
I'll be 60 years. I'm not 30. I'll be 60 years.
And your child will be 30.
My daughter is now 3 years old. I personally, as Michael, nimekataa.
Umesema reject.
18% still eternity. Listen, ujia kanisa ADANI atakuwa na tuelimishane. 18% eternity. Listen, tuelimishane hapa. Eti profit ya JKIA ADANI atapewa for lifetime. 18% the revenue, the profit that JKIA will make apewe for lifetime. Does it bring sense? Then ati kuna there is agreement imewekwa whereby hakuna any government which will come. No, hakuna serikali itakuja compromise ile agreement yenye side ati imewekwa.
Is compromise wanakuwa compensated.
If new government will come and interfere with the agreement, watalipwa.
But you know the matter is in court already.
The matter is there.
Yes. What should be the outcome?
We want to play both sides. Tunataka tutumie njia zote. Court, public and everything. This is Kenya and we are Kenyans.
And Kenyans are
listen, then few individuals wanasisi tumwapia kura na tumwapigania wakakuwa kule kwa viti wana ADANI, they can just make a decision on behalf of 55 million Kenyans. You see, kuna public participation haikuwa. Public participation haikuwa. Tuelezewe hii document
tuelezewe how many times the government itself will pay the court. Came at night. But even if it was there, just one of them.
So you are saying that KJIA obtained a court order to stop the strike?
The union, not the only strike, but the union has given it many orders concerning the CPA, touching on issues to do with the welfare of the staff who are unionizable. But they have disobeyed in under the disregard of the law. So who are we then to obey just one court order? Let them, first of all, obey a single court order that they are given so that we can think about that. Even the government itself, the government is acting in entire unity that they obey court orders. So let it be. But one thing that we are in agreement with is that we don't want anything to do with ADANI in that period, because ADANI has no future for us. And we want to object to progress, like progress. But you see that the tendering process was not even done as per the tendering act of 2021. So it was done, they only and done out of so many other investors. Why did they want to like attack? It is doing 6% holding in one, 6% holding in different, and we can see the progress. They are going for anything with the value for the just
But do you people think you are late in having this?
We can reverse anything.
The matter started in March.
You see, it was started in 60s. That's why when we are trying so hard to try to. It's been done in so we appreciate even the students coming and masking the issue. And we are also welcome
the Gen Z to
welcome their move, supporting move, welcome it very much. And we also fighting to ensure that this character and learning Kenyans to come that we pay the new hashtag
nimekata nikaanza kwa stream 6 hours.
Ndio kuna maviews kama basta pili hivi. Okay.
Ingine nilikata ikiwa 400 watch.
Yeah.
Basi maandamano hii watu kupiga kelele tu hivi wani.
Unapanda?
5 minutes peke yake watu hata wanafika tao.
Yeah.
Why are you forcing yourself to park in front of my camera? Lakini kamera yangu inaweza ndio kwa wanaijua by now. Wanajua atu hii simu inatengeneza pesa mingi kuliko hizo kamera. Adani must go. Tuko live, Munte tuko live. Joseph Mwangi, hi, thank you. Nimeweka namba ya M-Pesa hapo hivyo. Nimewapinia namba ya M-Pesa hapo. So you can send your gifts. Mnaweza tuma bundles. Mtume whatever you want to send. The name is Daniel Nyagaka. So guys, we are here at the airport. Tunangojea wakubwa watoke. We listen to them what they are going to tell Kenyans and what they are going to tell people. And then afterwards tutajua what goes on. So saizi so far hapa ni airport JKIA kwenye watu wameamua kugoma. And the CS is here, the PS is here, Bwana Chilche and others. So
citizen ama
si kila kitu ni citizen.
Uko freelance. Freelance.
Mbona mnasio mingi citizen ni
citizen? Tu yani mimi napenda tu freelance tu hapo.
Tuko
tu mpaka majuu.
Niko live.
Tu mpaka majuu.
Kabisa. Why does everybody normally think that everything is citizen? Collapse citizen. Yani kila mtu anadhani ni citizen. Watu wanajiingia collapse citizen. Collapse citizen tena. Watu wadhani kila TV station ni citizen. Ni simu ikasi. Watu wadhani kila TV station ni citizen. Ukiwa na magonjwa, ukiwa na hata kanazimika. Oops. Now, let's put this back to perspective now on a spiritual angle. Let's leave feelings aside. Now, I'll take you back in the Bible. All right? Elisha used to treat people, heal people, and when they were okay, they would send them away. But he had a servant called Gehazi. When Gehazi saw that he was sending people away, he used to follow them and ask that those gifts be brought to him. When Elisha found out that this is what Gehazi did, Elisha told Gehazi that each and everything that they were suffering from may it come to you. It's a message to the government and whoever who is a broker deal of this ADANI deal, that may what you went to look for, or what you want to may what you went to look for in India come back to you. Yes. You went to India to broker a deal which affects millions of people. Security staff here are close to like 1,000 by all security staff. Leave alone ground handling agents, leave alone people who work directly and indirectly to the airport. You're talking about upwards of 5,000. The dependence of these 5,000 people is 3 times that number. You're talking about 15,000 people you are affecting. Breaking that into perspective, 15,000 people is the size of CBD during the day. That is 15,000 people who are doing business in the CBD during the day. So technically what you're trying to say is that you're closing down the CBD during the day. So if that is what the government wants, I tell you that what you like to look for in India, may it come back to you. May it not come back to you not only once, but 7 times. That is what the Bible says. The Bible says that when what is driven away, when it comes back with relatives and its former relatives. So that goes 7 times. May it come to us. We are asking for, just leave the airport to us. We make a lot from it. We have done a lot with the same, and we can see the little. Gradually, we don't need to make the airport overnight so that you gain the fame. We don't need that. We don't need the fame. What we need is to grow our airport gradually. That is what we need. We make a substantive amount. A lot of people depend on these airports, for heaven's sake. So my plea is that you don't have to make a name for yourself that when I was a leader, I built this, I opened a stadium, I did this and this, all this are done. No. Come slowly, hold down your horses. You shall be there. You just need time to grow it gradually. That's my perspective. Nyabuti Paul is my name. Nyabuti Paul. How long have you worked here at KJIA consecutively for the last 11 years? 11 years. I have been working here as a cleaner, by the way. Yes. I worked with one-way cleaning service as a cleaner, 2017-2018. I'm glad that I was able to interact with you guys. I know the likes of Fred and this guy, you know that tall guy, the Mkale guy. You know him? The guy in Natem. Oh yeah. He's a good friend of mine. So I know the history behind, you know, how things happen. You remember the last time they were building a new airport. Actually, not at the airport, but a runway. You remember? How much did it cost for that runway? Looking back when we had the Green Edge project, and I would really wish and I would really love to see part of just the segment which ADANI proposes. He is proposing several taxi fees.
several hotels on a 30-acre parcel of land. He is proposing to modernize what we already have, but if he was to ask us, the people who work here, what do we really need? Number one, we don't need even a second run. We don't need more taxiways. We just need a second run. With a second runway comes more traffic. With more traffic, we'll now inform you how many, to what extent you need a new terminal. How big is the terminal you need? Because that is how you do the math backwards. You don't do the math frontwards. You can't build a terminal with the same runway and you expect more traffic. No, you first get the traffic, then now you budget for how you will cater for those people you have. If you do the math forwards, then we will fall back to the KJIA style. The KJIA style, if you remember very well, the Mawingu project is that they bought more flights which can carry more people, yet they cannot finance that project. Alright? So what they would have done, on the contrary, is that first open up the routes, they have more traffic, so that the traffic will be able to inform them what type of aircraft they're supposed to bring along. So that is the same model we're using right now, which in my opinion is supposed to work backwards. Create a second runway to create more traffic coming into Nairobi. Then once we have that traffic by itself, it will be able to inform you that we will need to build this terminal, this bit that carries this amount of people. But when we work the other way around, then we're getting the math wrong. Yes.
Kenyans watching me right now, they are saying they try to help you people. That's why walitokelezea watu mkawaita ni Gen Z, hawa ni watoto. Ndio kutokelezea kwa juu, even when they said tunaenda airport.
I believe we join them on a different angle. We are more civilized and some point
wanakuja ndio hao. Nimerudisha. Tokeni bwana. Nini? Soya. Ya toka.
Enda damu, nawaambia wazee wa kiasi
sana.
Kabla sijawasomea matokeo, ninataka ambaye alikuwa mwenyekiti na aliketi na sisi pia bila kula na ametupatia support mpaka watu wale. There is a friend of mine here in place who doubted when we were leaving. Kaambia hapana, sisi tutakuja na agreement that is favorable to what we are. Kwa hivyo nataka tukushukuru management Kenya Airport Authority. Nishukuru pia management ambao tuko nao hapa Kenya Airways wa kuvumilia na kukaa vile mlivyokaa. Sisi tumesema kama kawaida hatuwezi. But strike sometimes is prompted by situations that we cannot handle. And when you have a supportive government that responds to the needs of those who are the same needs, then you are sure of achieving what you want. When you have an organization, you have to count, and thank the leadership of COW and most DEMOS. Leadership and leadership that is fought right. Na nataka pia kuchukua nafasi hii kushukuru serikali kwa kutupatia waziri kutoka kwa ofisi yake kukaa na sisi kutoka asubuhi mpaka saa hii bila kunywa maji, bila kufanya nini. Waziri, kabla sijasomea hao, hii agreement ni nzuri, wacha nimpe waziri time awasalamie alafu niwasomee.
Secretary General Dr. Francis Atwoli. Secretary General Dr. Francis Atwoli. The management of Kenya Airports Authority led by Henry Agoy. Of course, I've got my peers with me here. Bwana Alan Kilavuka and the entire team. Of course, the Secretary General Mos Diema. Members of the media, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I think it's a good opportunity to be here with you today, this afternoon, having a midwife, a way forward that we have just signed, and which the Secretary General Kotu is going to read for us to appreciate what we've done together. The challenge we have faced over time in our airport from the early days when we wanted to do the Greenfield airport in 2012-2013, and which has not materialized today, and which has become an embarrassment for our country, because we do all agree that we need a new airport, we need a new investment. When visitors arrive during the El Nino, you all appreciate how the whole place was leaking. The facilities that could boost our dimensioned visitors from 4 million to the kind of numbers that we see in other developing economies. Kenya being the anchor state that we are, servicing through the port of Mombasa, the northern corridor servicing Uganda, DRC, Rwanda, Kigali, and the facilities need to be up to be able to stay competitive and remain the kind of anchor state we got to be. We need the kind of airports we see in developed economies to be able to create the kind of opportunities by attracting more visitors into our country. The challenge we have had in not having to communicate, I think we've had the challenge of communication as a government. And today and over the past few weeks, we have attempted to communicate. There was a bit of a lapse of communication in the way we've carried the public initiated, privately initiated investment by ADANI in this airport, because we do appreciate that we have a PPP Act which allows private investors to seek opportunities to invest. And when this is done, we do negotiate on certain parameters. We negotiate on what you might have come to understand as what would be the return on equity we are going to allow them. We negotiate on the debt equity ratio, because ordinarily equity is expensive. And because equity is expensive, you don't want the debt equity ratio to be significantly, or the equity to be significantly high. So at a debt equity ratio of 30 70, 30 being equity and 70 being debt. You know, when you borrow foreign currency or foreign denominated loans, you can borrow at 8-9%, maybe today up to 10%. But for equity, you can get equity given the market today. You can get it up to 18%, 16%, maybe 15%. So when you do a debt equity ratio of 30-70, we do appreciate that the equity part will be slightly expensive. But the beautiful thing is that we price down percentage of equity so that whereas equity is expensive, it is only 30%. So these are some of the disclosures. These are some of the disclosures we have not carried us along to understand what exactly we are doing. Then next time we'll have a loudspeaker so that you can communicate well. So with the disclosure that we need to make, what kind of timelines are we looking at so that when the concession agreement is processed through the PPP Act, and there's a very articulate process which will include coming to the board of KJIA, it will include getting the legal opinion from the Attorney General, it will include going to Cabinet, it will include taking the concession agreement to Cabinet. And I want to assure you, Cabinet is here to protect the interest of our Kenyans. Hiyo sawa. Nitanisikiza na nitawasikiza pia, hakuna shida. What we have agreed today and why don't we discuss together? Kwa sababu the Secretary General amesema tumekubaliana na kuna maandishi. Let me allow the SG to basically read through what we have agreed, how we are going to work together, and build consensus on way forward. And I don't see any points of divergence if we are talking to each other, if we are communicating. So we have agreed that we will work with yes. So I think it's important that we have agreed, we have an agreement on a return to work formula, and I want to invite the Secretary General of KOTU to read to us what we have agreed today. Yes. What is very important and what I want to say from the government position is that we are also aware that we have been taken to court. This presents a good opportunity to present all the documents to court in a form of a public participation, because maneno ikienda kotini, all the documents will be put out there. And this is part of the communication that will help us as government to continue communicating, continue public participation, and ensure everybody does get what the government is seeking to do to basically employ the PPP framework to open our infrastructure in roads. I also represent roads, to open our infrastructure in airports, to open our infrastructure in schools for our students, and so on and so forth. So I want to thank you, Brother Atoli, for being with us this afternoon, for reaching that consensus agreement on a return to work formula. And let me now invite you to come and do my managing program. Asanteni sana. Thank you so much.
Comrade power! Comrade power! You are great people. Katibu atawasomea yale tumesema. But what I can say on my part very briefly ni kwamba hatujasema sisi tumekubali ADANI. Haya, tulia. Hili tutapewa kura ya turufu veto power, ambayo kalamu yetu itahitajika ndio isonge hatua moja wapi mbele. Yeye sawa sawa? Na si mnanijua? Si mnaniamini? Kama ni mbaya simtaambia. Na hata wakati mkono sita sign, ndio? Asanteni, Mungu awabariki.
Check.
Nasikia hiyo.
Nipangie.
Ile ndiyo amesema
niweke vizuri
ya kwamba we as a trade union and your trade union, you will move together with management and government kwa hii issue mpaka mwisho. Kwa hivyo ile ndiyo anasema hii agreement haisemi ya kwamba from today mambo yote imekwisha. It's a process, ndio. Na kwa hii process we have gotten a stake ya kwamba ni lazima tutakuwa ndani kabisa. Wale watu waliokuwa katika huu mkutano under the able chairmanship of CS, ilikuwa ni mimi Francis Atwoli from Kotu. We had my Chairman General, Reverend Joel Kangi JB. We had Mr. Mohammed Dagar, CBSPS Transport, Mr. Adan Kilavuka, Group CEO and MD of Kenya Airways. We had Mr. Henry Ogoe, Acting MD or CEO, Kenya Airport Authority. We had also Brother Mos Ndiema, General Secretary. We had Brother Robert Nchoro from the Union, Daniel Yatich from PAO, of course, Brother Walton Gary from PAO, Brother Anton Kajita from Kenya Aviation Workers Union, and Sister Dorcas McKenna from Kenya Airways Workers Union. Kenya Aviation Workers Union. That is Sister Dorcas McKenna. This was a very strong team that iliangalia in each every area of your concerns. We have agreed to resume work on the following conditions, of which we have already agreed on them. That now we have received, so mnajua tulikuwa hatuna documents. Yes. Documents have been made available to us, most pertinent documents as requested by the union. We undertake to go through them within 10 days, working days, and flag out areas of our concern which shall immediately be pointed out with a view of jointly engaging in discussion with the government, Kenya Airways, Kenya Airport Authority, after we have flagged out our concerns. Now the government iko ndani. That the meeting shall be immediately convened after the said period of 10 working days. That the way forward shall be determined by the outcome of our engagement on the same. We shall be represented in all the negotiations by 2 people through. Mtakuwa mko represented. If anything happens, they flag out to us and then we come back to you. Number 4, that the parties, that is government, Kenya Airport Authority, shall is mandatory, shall not enter into any final agreement or append their signatures without concurrence with the Kenya Aviation Workers Union. Si hapo mko covered? Shukrani sana. That the Kenya Airport Authority and Kenya Airways management should expedite collective bargaining agreements, those CBAs, pending CBAs negotiations within 2 months. Pia hiyo tumeweka mambo ya negotiation ya mishahara ndani. That there shall be no victimization on either party or parties employers or workers as a result of this strike. Hakuna mtu atafutwa kazi ama atapatiwa warning. Earlier court case between Kenya Airports Authority and KJIA on the notice given on 20th August 2024 should be withdrawn. That case number is ELRCC E648/2024. Atoa hiyo kesi. Alafu number 7, this is the government's position now. Already the matter is before the court, and therefore the government will use the court process to ensure that all relevant information is made available to the court and all other stakeholders to facilitate clarity and understanding of the development of this major national infrastructure. Hapo government inakubali, inasema hakuna document yoyote ambayo ni ya maana haitapatikana kwa wale ambao ni stakeholders. Na mimi nimeambia, with us we are not stakeholders, we own the stake. The stake is for workers. So anything coming out of whatever or any information, it will be passed through our parent trade union COW. Lastly, that the acting managing director, Mr. Henry Ogoy, undertakes to dialogue, communicate and engage the registered and accredited trade union officials. Ofisi ya Bwana MD wa Kenya Airport Authority
sasa tumemaliza mgomo, si ndio? Yes. Now program ya kurudi kazi, labda kuna wale wanahitajika kuwa kazi saa hizi, amuko kwa uniform, tunaomba KJIA management lazima iwafacilitate. Kama ni wale wanataka kwenda nyumbani, uende uoge, uje kazi. Sina sawa? Yes. Sababu tumekuwa hapa tangu juzi sisi, hata mimi sijaoga. Kwa hivyo hiyo matayarisho ifanyike. Kama hapo tungekuwa mzuri, tungekuwa na maji warm ya kuoga, tungekuwa na hoteli, mngepelekwa mkule, lakini aizuru wanyonge sisi tutaishi. Kwa hivyo nobody should harass you. Mtu asikwambie kimbia kazi. Sasa nimesema wazi mbele ya serikali, muendeshwe polepole. Kama ni basi ya kwenda Kayole, uende oga, mbia dereva nipatie 45 minutes, urudi wapi? Sasa watu wangu ya strong.
Adani aende.
Adani dae. Adani
Pita polepole kwa hizo kamba. Thank you so much, guys, for Sinishikie hivi dakika moja. Simu yako umempa nani?
Guys, thank you so much for wale wenye mmekuwa mkiwatch. Karibia kidogo wasikie sauti yangu. Thank you so much for wale wenye mmekuwa mkiwatch. And don't forget kuna M-Pesa namba yangu. Na M-Pesa namba iko hapo. Fanya ile kitu.
Sasa nishikie pia. Nishikie pia. Dakika moja tu sasa. Sawa. Bado kuna nini, kuna crisis huko hapo pale terminal A, bado kuna crisis unasema queue bado iko queue itaisha. Nataka kuchukua hiyo queue, unajua nimefika hiyo kutoka kwa address.
Nakwambia kwenye mnaenda. Nakwambia tu sasa kwenye mnaenda.
Thank you so much for watching. So workers wa KJIA, it's breaking news that workers wa KJIA are back to work. And now awake mic kama utasikia. Nataka nichukue watu hapa kwanza wale. Nataka nichukue watu hapa. Acha nifike nikuje. Enda hivi. Zunguka hivi. Wanazuia zunguka hivi. Huko juu ndio watu wako wengi sana. So zunguka hivi. Guys, thank you so much for those who joined and for those who have been with me. And then yes, until next time, nashukuru sana mmekuwa na mimi huo muda wote. Tutaendelea kuwaletea mambo vile yanaenda, au sio? Thank you so much. God bless you. Alafu namba yangu imekuwa hapo by the way. Niliwawekea namba hapo. Ana na delete message zako, na delete message zako sana. Una delete message zako sana. Tuma kakitu, nimewapinia namba ya M-Pesa hapo. Tuma kakitu. Tumeni kakitu. Pesa ngapi?